Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Kyle here from Speedbets, bringing you guys another UFC video. Today we have OLIVEIRA taking on GAMROT, UFC RIO. I'm sorry there hasn't been a video the last couple weeks. Been super busy, working 2 jobs, trying to get everything taken care of while still in school. It's a little tough for finding time to make the videos. I still get all my tape done throughout the day. I just don't have time to sit down and record it. So I'm finally able to sit down here. I mean, it's 2:30 in the morning right now, so it's not really finding time in the day. It's taking time out of my sleep, but that's all right. I love making these videos, so I'm not going to yab too long. Let's get right into this card. Alright, for the first fight of the night, we have OLIVEIRA taking on Simon Oliveira. And this might be genuinely one of the lowest level fights that I've personally ever seen. I mean, Simon Oliveira, this guy's 0-3 in the UFC. OLIVEIRA is 0-2 in the UFC. I think if you're putting your hard-earned money on either one of these fighters, you're insane. I don't know. I watched their tape. I can't pick out a single positive quality for either one of these guys. I mean, OLIVEIRA, this guy, usually you have fighters that are like round 1 submission or bust. This guy, for some reason, is round 2 submission or bust. I mean, he's got 12 professional wins, but 7 of them are round 2 submissions. It's an insane phenomena. And I tried so hard to find a bunch of this guy's fights, and it's all Shudo Brazil against guys that have so many losses and so little wins. It's just a tough challenge. I mean, he's got a black belt tatted on his chest, but against Damon Blackshear, this guy looked like a white belt. I mean, Simon Oliveira, I can't trust this guy to do anything either. He's got 11 submission wins. This guy's submission in round 1 or bust. He's this round 1 submissions. I mean, these are 2 guys that are just punching bags on the feet. They're both going to jump the ghillie. This is a horrific fight. I can see this fight going so many ways. I have to pick OLIVEIRA because I watched Simon Oliveira get finished by Daniel Marcos. That's the kind of level that Simon Oliveira is hanging out at. But getting finished by Damon Blackshear via TKO is arguably an even worse look. I think that might be Damon Blackshear's only career knockout. If I'm not, I'm actually going to double check that. If Damon Blackshear has 2 career knockouts, 2 of them out of, how many fights does this guy have? 25 professional fights, 26. Out of 26 fights, Damon Blackshear has 2 TKOs. And this is the other opponent that Damon Blackshear TKO'd. This guy and OLIVEIRA are in the same boat. I'm just going to let that sink in for a minute. And I got to pick this guy to win a fight? I can't, man. I can't pick either of these guys. I don't think Simon Oliveira is good enough on the ground to really get OLIVEIRA out of there. I think OLIVEIRA is probably going to shoot a takedown, get the takedown. Simon Oliveira is going to jump the guillotine. It's not going to be there. OLIVEIRA is going to chase the back. And this is probably going to be a very boring layup. That's what I'm thinking. I want to say OLIVEIRA is going to beat him up on the feet, but I don't think I've ever seen OLIVEIRA beat a single person up on the feet. I mean, that's just not something that this guy does. My cat wants to keep coming up here during the intermission periods. You guys can keep saying hi, but she's going to argue with me. So, next up, we have a very fun fight. We have Julia Pilastri taking on Karolina Kowalkiewicz. It might be Kowalkiewicz. I don't really know. It's a Polish last name. I'm not going to stress about that too much. Julia Pilastri is very hittable. Karolina is very hittable. That's the reason this is a good matchup. Neither of these girls shoot takedowns very often. Neither of these girls block strikes very often. This has potential to be just a 106 strike back and forth kind of war. I mean, I'm using war in a very loose sense. It's a women's strawweight bout. I don't think anyone's going to get hurt. I mean, Julia is going to be so much younger in this matchup. Karolina's 39. Julia is 27. There's that 12-year age gap for Julia here. It should give her the edge and the speed, the accuracy, all that stuff. But it's not like Julia has ever hurt anybody. I mean, in her last fight, she got kind of dominated by Lupi for 2 rounds. Before Lupi gassed out, and then Julia was winning the 3rd round, but she couldn't even hurt Lupi. It just wasn't a great look. I mean, split decision to Corey McKenna. Horrific look. Absolutely terrible. Josephine Knudsen loss. That's brutal. For Karolina, I mean, this girl, she just goes on streaks over and over. She loses to really good fighters, beats really bad fighters. And then she finally hit the age where it didn't really matter. Now she's losing to mid-fighters. Losing to Denise Gomes by decision is a pretty bad look, I'm not going to lie. Neither one of these girls are ever going to really touch the rankings. I know Carolina was formerly ranked. I understand that. She's not getting back there. Julia Pilastri probably will never sniff the rankings. Unfortunately, it's just not something that's feasible for either of these girls in their current skill sets. But I'm going to go Julia Pilastri by decision. I think the volume's going to be there. She's going to be faster than Carolina. Carolina may be incredibly hittable, but this girl is, if anything, she's just durable. I mean, only knocked out by Andrade, I believe. Yeah, Jessica Andrade got her way back in the day, but that's the only time she's been knocked out. I think she got submitted a couple times, but I'm not gonna put too much stock in a Pilastri submission here. Give me Pilastri to land like 100 plus significant strikes and win this fight by decision. Finally, we have a fight worth talking about. We have Lucas Rocha taking on Stuart Nickel, and this one right here, this is where I think my dog streak is gonna start. I'm picking a lot of dogs on this card. Stuart Nickel is a slight dog, and this should be a very simple, very easy, very expeditiously quick round one submission. Lucas Rocha is horrible with what he does. His takedown defense, it involves a sprawl, and then instead of like just pummeling your hands in, going double unders and forcing a stand up, this guy he gives you his back and then he goes turtle. This isn't something that he did once and he made a mistake. I've seen this guy do this in every fight. It's why against Mateus Severino, Mateus da Silva, however you want to put it. I think it's two different names on two different sites. He did the same exact thing in the first round. He got controlled for 4.5 minutes. The guy had his back. It happened again in the third round for the last minute and a half of the fight. I don't even know that Rocha won that fight. I mean, Mateus wasn't doing anything in the third, so I get it, but the positions, man, the positions this guy puts himself in, and he doesn't have to. He chooses these positions, man. If Stuart Nickel is anything like people said he's going to be, he should take down Lucas Rocha with ease. Effortlessly take down Lucas Rocha. This guy gets taken down by a gust of wind. And then he's going to go turtle. And if you just lock your hands underneath him, roll over the top, you are in back control. This has happened. And basically, I think Stuart Nickel should get him out of there in the first round. But if he doesn't, this guy's a professional cockroach. He's going to come back in that second, that third round. He's going to give it to you. I'm going to be looking at when BetOnline posts their round scorecard winners. I think Lucas Rocha to win round 3 is a phenomenal bet. I'd be surprised if it's not like minus 200, minus 250. Nickel with super unproven cardio, and Rocha with the ultimate cockroach ability. I think I have to go Nickel round 1 sub, but Rocha to win in rounds 2 and 3 is not crazy to say. We have the UFC newcomer coming over from LFA, Bia Mosqueda, taking on Irina Alekseeva. And in the last fight with Irina Alekseeva, we had a bet on the fight does not go distance. Because how on earth is a fight between Irina Alekseeva and Claudia Saigula going to go the distance? How is that going to happen? I mean, Claudia Saigula has a negative ground game. She has zero ability to grapple. Absolutely zero ability to grapple. And I was thinking Alekseeva's going to take her down and submit her. And then Claudia Saigula is the one landing takedowns. And the one controlling the fight. I mean, I don't know that anybody on earth predicted that to happen. And then I'm watching Bia Mosqueda fight. And I'm like, holy shit, this girl has actually never moved her head. People want to talk about Patchy Mix, dude. Patchy Mix and Bia Mosqueda need to link up. Because there is no head movement there. Zero. The Statue of Liberty is moving her head more often than Bia Mosqueda is. It's actually like her chin has a magnet for punches. And she is not fighting quality girls, man. And I know for a fact... Okay, get away. Hey. You okay? I know for a fact Irina Alekseeva has the capabilities to stuff this girl's takedowns because Bia Mosqueda is tiny. Now, if this fight gets to the ground, I mean, Irina's cooked. Absolutely torched. If Bia Mosqueda can get takedowns, Irina will be submitted very easily. Very effortlessly. But Give me Arina Alexieva to win this fight by knockout. Bia Mesquita's striking defense is so bad. So bad that I cannot take the opportunity to not fade her in her debut. Alexieva is garbage. Alexieva is horrible. I don't know if Alexieva has knocked anyone out anywhere near the level of Bia Mesquita. I can tell you straight up, the answer is no. Her only TKO win is her debut fight against another 0-0 fighter, and 2 minutes into the fight, it was deemed refusal to fight, TKO stoppage. And I'm picking Alexieva to win by knockout because Bia Mesquita is that bad on the feet. What are you doing? I'm telling you right now, this might look like the worst prediction of all time, and I do not care. I am not paying minus 600 or 700 for a girl as one-dimensional as Bia Mesquita. If you want to bet the submission prop, I have no issue with that. I might bet it myself. I mean, that is literally what Bia Mesquita's money line should be. But they're giving us her sub prop at like plus 100, and her money line is minus 700. That makes no sense to me. So, yeah. I mean, I'm picking Arina Alexieva to win the fight. I'm standing on that. I think she is a better fighter than Bia Mesquita. She has more heart. I know that Arina Alexieva won't just give up. She might gas out. She might throw some of the worst strikes you've ever seen. But guess what? They're going to be landing on Bia Mesquita, and I think she's going to sit her down. And we have Vitor Petrino taking on Thomas Peterson. Guys, I'm going dog again. 3 dogs in a row. Give me Thomas Peterson to win this fight. Now, let's not get anything twisted. I think Vitor Petrino is absolutely buns. I have no idea how this guy can continue. He can just keep continuing to be such a big favorite, man. I have yet to predict a Vitor Petrino fight wrong. I have yet to do it. I picked Anthony Smith to win. I picked Anthony Smith by submission. I picked Dustin Jacoby to beat him. That was looking a little rough until it wasn't. Then it's on video for the last one. We picked Vitor Petrino to win by submission against Austin Lane at like plus 1,000. I mean, we're cooking with Vitor Petrino picks. I don't know what to tell you here. And I'm telling you right now, Thomas Peterson is going to beat this guy. Thomas Peterson's a wrestling. It's just for heavyweights, it's athletic. It wasn't enough to beat the Dagestani volleyball Shamil Gaziev. So what? It's going to be enough to beat Vitor Petrino. I mean, how many times do we have to watch Vitor Petrino fight to know that this guy is not worth a minus 300 over anyone? Even Austin Lane, I had trouble putting that price tag up for him, but I had to. You have to against Austin Lane. Vitor Petrino came into the UFC as just a heavy pressure grappler. Against Turkali, he got like 7 takedowns. Against Praknio, I mean, if you're not taking down Praknio, you're not even trying. He had like 5 takedowns there. He took down Bukaskis. Bukaskis also garbage. Took down Tyson Pedro. I tried taking down Anthony Smith. That didn't work out. Then he forgot that he's a wrestler against Dustin Jacoby. Got his ass slapped. So last fight, he went back to the wrestling roots. Well, I'm just going to say right now, you're not taking down Thomas Peterson, in my opinion. I'd be very, very surprised if Thomas Peterson got taken down in this fight. I don't think he is. I think Thomas Peterson is a way better wrestler. And I think Thomas Peterson is going to take down Vitor Petrino and beat him up on the ground. I don't think Vitor Petrino's all that. I think this guy's bottom game has not been tested. I think it'll get tested against a guy like Thomas Peterson. And dare I pick Thomas Peterson by ground and pound TKO? He almost had Don'Tale Mayes out of there, and say what you want about Don'Tale Mayes. That is a tough guy to get out of there via TKO. You kind of have to submit him. And Thomas Peterson does not have a submission game. He doesn't. He's not submitting anybody. But he can win minutes. He can win slight moments with ground and pound. Give me Thomas Peterson by decision. The knockout would be an insane call, but I'm not going to do that. Give me Thomas Peterson to win this fight via lay and pray decision. I mean, against Don'Tale Mayes, he was getting like 10-8 rounds. It's not like this guy's doing absolutely nothing on the ground. He's actually working down there. But I think Vitor Petrino is going to be just good enough to kind of just accept a loss via decision instead of getting TKO'd. Unfortunately, we cannot go dog again here. I'm picking Clayton Carpenter to win this fight. But I would like to put this out there. I have a dog money bet on Clayton Carpenter. He opened as the dog, so I'm taking credit for the dog right there. I'm calling Clayton Carpenter a dog, even though he's not technically the underdog still. But I'm picking Clayton Carpenter to win this fight. I think this is grappler versus grappler. Clayton Carpenter, he's got that boxing on the feet. He just kind of comes out, mean mugs you, and just kind of shrugs his shoulders up and throws his hooks. He's sick takedowns. I went on a whole Clayton Carpenter glaze session in the last video when I was breaking down his fight against Tagir, and I made a video at the start of the year talking about like my favorite fighters and fighters to watch during the year. Clayton Carpenter is one of those fighters that I put on that list, and I kind of glazed him there as well. I'm not going back on my word. I still think Clayton Carpenter is a phenomenal fighter. I think this guy has what it takes to get to the rankings at least. And I think he's going to beat Jafel Filho. Filho, he just doesn't stuff takedowns. He jumps the ghillie every single time. I mean, if we're talking straight takedown defense, I mean, this guy's next to none, but it's not because it's good. It's because it's that bad. In this fight, I think Clayton Carpenter is just more dominant from top. Nascimento is content to go for the submission. It's submission over position every single time. Clayton Carpenter's not going to play around. This guy's got nasty elbows. If he gets on top of you, his ground and pound is sick. He's dealt with all the heel hooks, the knee bars, all that stuff his entire life. It's not going to be new to him. This guy's been grappling since he was like 10 years old. I just don't know what Filho does to win this fight. He's going to throw up submissions, absolutely. Is he going to get him? No. I don't think so. It's hard for me to see Clayton Carpenter getting submitted here. I think the Clayton Carpenter knockout prop is super undervalued with how good his elbows are and how content Filho is to play off of his back. I think a doctor stoppage due to a cut wouldn't be crazy. I mean, you can get Clayton Carpenter in the late rounds for like 35-1. Those prices are ridiculous to me. This guy's elbows are nasty. I think he's gonna be on top. He's got to fight out of the guillotine. Guillotine's coming every time. Hop to the side, threaten the Von Flue, get your knee on belly, drop a couple shots. Filho dives in for the leg, grab the front headlock. I mean, he did all this against Lucas Rocha, and Rocha's just a worse version of Filho. He handled Rocha easily. I just think Filho's in a bad spot here. This is not a good fight for him. I mean, Filho, his best performance was against Ode Osborne. I remember Ode kind of got clipped in that fight as DC was like mid-glaze session on him because he was so scared of the takedown. And then he got rocked, taken down, and pretty much insta-subbed. It's kind of how Filho does it. If he takes you down, he has a good chance to submit you. But if you don't get submitted, you're in a good spot to win the fight. Give me Clayton Carpenter here. I'm trying to be different this video, man. I'm not just trying to be different for the sake of being different, but I am actually picking things that I think have a better chance of happening than the odds are giving them credit for. Give me Clayton Carpenter by round 3 or decision. That round 3 prop, the price on it is just so insane for how much damage this guy is able to lay on you. I mean, if you go watch that Lucas Rocha fight back, look in between rounds 1 and 2 when they're showing Rocha's face. His eyebrow is entirely split in half. He's got a giant gash on his nose, a giant gash on his other cheek. Every time Clayton Carpenter landed an elbow, as Rocha was trying to do stuff from his back, he just started bleeding. He didn't stop. Yeah, give me Clayton Carpenter, round 3 TKO or decision. Next up, we have a really fun fight. Lucas Almeida taking on Michael Aswell. Michael Aswell, this guy is horrific. This guy is so bad. All he knows how to do is swing. He's not going to stuff a takedown. He's not going to shoot his own takedown. He's got zero finishing instincts, but all this guy knows how to do is swing. And he's going to do that. Lucas Almeida is a guy absorbing over 5 significant strikes per minute. Lucas Almeida is there to be hit. But if you want to look at Michael Aswell's stats across his DWCS fight and his debut against Pelagioki, this guy is absorbing 8 significant strikes per minute. Holy shit. This is going to be a war. I see 100+ sig strikes both sides of this fight. I don't know if either of these guys are going to go down. Lucas Almeida isn't like crazy durable. Got knocked out by Andre Fili, but Fili's good to fluke one every once in a while. Taken down and subbed by Pat Sabatini, no shame in that. But I think this fight could look a lot like the Danny Silva fight we just saw. 2 high volume, very hittable guys going back and forth, just kind of beating the shit out of each other. Despite what I'm saying about Michael Aswell and how bad this guy is, I actually did think he did enough on Contender Series. I was saying that when I'm breaking down every Bogdangrad fight. I don't think Bogdangrad even deserved to get into the UFC. I thought Michael Aswell beat him. I mean, it wasn't the worst, most egregious decision in the world, but I thought Michael Aswell did enough to get the job done. And Lucas Almeida, I'm picking Lucas Almeida here just because he has more experience. I don't predict this guy is going to shoot a takedown, but he has that option. And it's so hard to say, man. This is a fight where you probably shouldn't be betting either money line. I think it's very 50-50, and Michael Aswell has not had success in these 50-50 striking type of matchups. I'm picking... Oh, man. I think Lucas Almeida is another good dog here. I'm sticking with the dog trend. I'm going dog again. Give me Lucas Almeida to win this fight by decision. We have another horrible fight. Ricardo Ramos taking on Con Offley. Ricardo Ramos, Mr. Spinning Elbow or get guillotined. That's how this guy rolls. Con Offley, this guy is pretty bad. Straight up, this fight should be like opening the card. This is not a good fight. I'm picking Con Offley round 1 guillotine. Crazy specific prediction. However, I was watching Con Offley tape back and I'm like, wow, this guy kind of sucks. This guy's not really good anywhere. His striking is okay. His grappling is okay. He's not good anywhere. And then I watched that the Rody Rhodes fight. Rody Rhodes, whatever. That South African dude from Tough. And I don't think that he's particularly great. Like at all. But Con Offley latched up that round 1 guillotine. And that's all I needed to see. Ricardo Ramos, he just shoots in with his head just straight up in the air. He is not protecting his neck. He's not shrugging the shoulders when he's shooting. He's not putting his head to your hip. He's just coming in, stuffing his head in your armpit and praying for the best. He fought 2 guillotine merchants in a row in Charles Jourdain and Julian Erosa. And he didn't pick up on the fact that those 2 guys might try to guillotine him. And both of them did. If he's not preparing for it for those fights and he's not even like attempting to defend it, I have no reason to believe he's not going to get guillotined again here. Give me Con Offley, round 1 guillotine choke. Even if that doesn't happen, I've seen Ricardo Ramos get TKO'd by Lerone Murphy. Enough said. Con Offley sucks, but this is the lowest level fighter he's fought at this level. I think the Rody guy is even better than Ricardo Ramos. I think Nathan Fletcher is... I don't know if I'm going to go there. I don't know if I can call Ricardo Ramos worse than Nathan Fletcher, but it's close. It's really, really close, and that should be concerning. Myron Santos and Muhammad Naimov, those guys are levels above. Yeah, give me Offley round 1 sub. Next fight up then we have Jonata Diniz taking on Mario Pinto, and this one right here is interesting to me because I'm going dog again. Give me Mario Pinto. I think Jonata Diniz has, people like to say he has more UFC level competition. He's fought the better fighters. I genuinely don't think this is true. He fought in kickboxing, obviously glory kickboxer. We all know that. That's not a secret. He's supposed to be phenomenal on the feet. I think this guy's striking is sloppy at best. I don't think he has this insane power. His UFC run has consisted of Austin Lane, who also is the only guy in the UFC Mario Pinto has fought, so that doesn't count. Then we have Carl Williams, except Diniz got Carl Williams that was told by the UFC that he couldn't wrestle. And then Carl Williams stood and kickboxed with Jonata Diniz for 2.5 rounds. Lost, got his ass kicked. For the last minute of that fight, Carl Williams started shooting takedowns. Instantly took down Diniz. Instantly got him down. I don't think he got back up. Just beating him up from top. I mean, that 3rd round was how the fight should have gone the entire way through. Then we have Marcin Tybura. Diniz just gets brutalized on the ground. This guy has absolutely zero answer for the ground game. And then he gets Gozy Hines. Gozy Hines, a guy on super, super short notice, comes into the UFC. I mean, this guy is absolutely horrible. I'm watching this guy fight and I'm thinking, how on earth did they find this guy? He's fighting in the LFA. If you think the UFC heavyweight division is bad, you should see the LFA heavyweight division, man. Holy shit, this guy is fighting some bums. So Diniz has literally not been tested yet. He showed he has half-decent cardio against Hines because Hines was on every steroid in the book, so he wasn't going to get knocked out. Fair enough. Mario Pinto here, I think this guy has better wins. He doesn't have the quote-unquote UFC level wins, but Carl Williams, where's he now? Oh, he's in the PFL. Austin Lane, I don't think this guy should be ever in the UFC at all. Tybura is the only good person he's ever fought, and he got absolutely brutalized. His face got shredded. He was taken down and beaten up badly. And then Hines, this guy, I think he's cut by the UFC, serving a 2-year USADA suspension. I mean, what are we talking about here? For Mario Pinto, again, his competition hasn't been great, but he beat Maxwell Nana. He's making waves over in the PFL heavyweight division right now. Again, not the stiffest level of comp, but that's a decent win. He fought Morono Kapkor, or Kakabor, however you want to say that. The current Aries FC champion. We actually bet on him in his Aries FC title fight a couple weeks ago. We had a pretty bad, I think it was a 2-unit bet on him to win the title there. Cashed that one. He's a very decent fighter. I'm not going to say good because he's an Aries FC guy. But good on Mario Pinto to get into the UFC. He's coming from that Levels Fight League promotion. A lot of the guys over there just end up stuck in Aries or stuck in the PFL prelims. So good on him to kind of get out of there. And his style is boring. He is not going to go for it. He's not a risk taker. He just kind of does what he does. He's had 5-round fights. As boring as it is, it's effective. He was dropped by Austin Lane, which was a horrific, absolutely horrible look. But then he bounced back and knocked him out. I mean, I don't think Deniz is that good of a striker. I think Pinto can play the patient game. He can wait to counter with big strikes. He's going to be getting out-volumed. Deniz is going to land more strikes than this guy every single day of the week. But I think Pinto has a ground game as well. He's shown slight grappling. I think if he gets a takedown, Deniz probably doesn't get back up, just how he is. So I'm going Pinto as the dog here. I think the grappling upside mixed with waiting for that perfect counter shot when Deniz is trying to throw a combination, I think that can work. Deniz is striking. It's powerful, but it's not super technical like the commentary team is going to make it out to be. So yeah, give me Mario Pinto to win this fight by decision. Now we have Joel Alvarez taking on my guy Vicente Luque. Now everyone is writing Luque off. And honestly, I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world to say Joel Alvarez wins this fight. I don't think that's crazy. What I do think is crazy is paying, what is he, minus 700? Minus 700 for Joel Alvarez? What are we doing? I mean, I see people defending this line too. People are saying this line should be wider. How? This guy knocks out Drakkar Klose and all of a sudden he's the GOAT? This guy beats Mark Diakese and all of a sudden he's the king? I mean, this guy beats Thiago Moises, man. Nobody beats Thiago Moises. Nobody, except for literally everybody. The guy's a 50-50 fighter. Drakkar Klose, what is he in the UFC? He's got some decent wins, but he hasn't really beat anyone crazy good. He just got his best win, I think, against Edson Barboza. I don't think Drakkar Klose is great at all. But it's his second best win. Maybe Baby Bobby Green, maybe. And, I mean, Drakkar Klose, we all know this guy can't strike. And he wasn't the better grappler, so that's a free win. Elves Brenner, that guy doesn't even deserve to be in the UFC. Knocking him out was very impressive. Not a lot of people can say they do that, but, I mean, that was a free win. Mark Diakese, that was Mark Diakese after he decided he was going to be a rustler. Joel Alvarez just submits you if you try to take him down, usually. But he can be taken down because he accepts it, because he knows this. So he submits Mark Diakese. That is what it is. I, again, don't think Mark Diakese is the greatest fighter. 50-50 UFC record over fighting in, like, fucking Bellator now, I think. PFL. Yeah, he just got absolutely smoked by Gadzir Badanov. I remember that. Yeah, okay. Arman Sarukian genuinely stuffed Joel Alvarez really badly. Absolutely sunned him because Joel Alvarez accepts takedowns and he doesn't try to get back up. Thiago Moises KO'd him after missing weight. I mean, again, Thiago Moises, 50-50 fighter. We have, oh man, Joe Duffy. Dude, nobody beats Joe Duffy. Let me tell you about Joe Duffy, the 4-4 fighter. And then, I mean, it just gets worse the more you go. The one before that, we have Alexander Yakovlev. I just totally butchered that name. Yakovlev. I mean, that guy's 3-6 in the UFC. Like, everybody makes it out to seem like Joel Alvarez just slaying the monsters. This guy's the dark horse, man. He's got a win. He's got a bunch of wins over 50-50 UFC fighters. He has not shown his level against anybody good. Damir Ismagulov just took him down, held him down. Joel Alvarez cannot beat anyone who knows how to shoot a takedown and avoid the DARS. You do those two things, you're golden. When he was scheduled to fight Grant Dawson, or when it was rumored, I was getting ready to make the biggest bet of my life because I know Grant Dawson was going to open as a big dog. I knew he was going to be a big dog. What can Vicente Luque do here? Well, first of all, this is going to be the first fight of Joel Alvarez's career where he's not going to be at like a 50 fucking pound size advantage. Luque's not a monstrous 170er, but he's going to be bigger than anyone Joel Alvarez has fought. I mean, how tall is Drakkar Klose? This guy like 5'7"? I mean, how tall is Elves Brenner? I mean, these guys, he's not fighting like super tiny, like featherweights coming up. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt there, but Luque is gonna be bigger than most of the guys he's fought. Luque is gonna be like stronger, more physical as well. And say what you want about Luque, he hasn't looked phenomenal. He is way better than pretty much anyone that Joel Alvarez has fought, barring Arman Tsarukyan and Damir Ismagulov. Barring those two, Luque is the best fighter this guy's fought by a mile. I mean, and I went through Luque's record because I'm curious. I remember Vicente Luque smoking Jalen Turner. Because these guys at 155 that are just huge. I mean, we're talking like, you got your Sam Pattersons, your Joel Alvarez, your Jalen Turner. You have these guys where their base is striking. And I know Joel Alvarez's base isn't striking, but he tries to strike to get taken down, basically. When you're on the feet and these guys just expose themselves, because they know they have the advantage of the reach. They know they have the advantage in keeping their opponent at bay. All these guys can get chinned if you crash the pocket and you have power. At 155, these guys might not have the power to do it. Vicente Luque, to all of his faults, this guy has power. 2 fights ago, we saw this guy just smoke Themba Gorimbo, and I know Themba Gorimbo sucks. Themba Gorimbo sounds like the guy Joel Alvarez should have been fighting in his 170 debut. That's a free win. I'm not saying Luque's great because he beat Themba, but he came out there and he dropped them bad. And then he jumped into the Anaconda, basically Joel Alvarez style. And Vicente Luque, from what I could find scrolling through his record all the way back to the start of his UFC run, when he's fighting guys that are coming up from 155, which happens more than you think, he's 5-0. I couldn't find 155er that beat Joel Alvarez. And we're talking about the 5-round RDA performance, which was not a great look. We're talking about like Michael Chiesa. We're talking about, like I said, Jalen Turner. And there's a few more if I just keep going down. I just thought it was funny this guy hasn't lost to a 155er. And this is a very biased pick, but I don't think today is going to be the day. I think Vicente Luque is going to go out there and knock out Joel Alvarez. I don't think Joel Alvarez is all that. I think this guy is one of the most overrated prospects in the UFC. If he wins this fight, that is not crazy. I don't think Joel Alvarez is like the worst fighter on the roster. He's not. Objectively, he beats the worst fighters. I just don't know if I'm ready to say that this guy is good enough to make a short notice 170 debut into the top 15 rankings. That's all I'm saying. I think the price is crazy for what we're getting out of Vicente Luque. I understand he just lost to Kevin Holland. That wasn't the greatest look. But in that first round, he looked all right. I don't think Vicente Luque is beyond washed. I don't think Vicente Luque is done. I think this fight right here is a good matchup for him. Joel Alvarez has the knees and everything. We get it, man. Luque's good on the ground. Joel Alvarez is good on the ground. I know Luque can be subbed. But give me Luque to win this fight via round 1 knockout. Davison Figueiredo taking on Montel Jackson. Now, unfortunately, I cannot pick a dog here. I'm not in the position to be picking Figueiredo against pretty much anyone near the top 15 in this division. I mean, his run to the top was not what I thought it was going to be. I've picked against Figgy in pretty much every single fight he's had recently. Ever since moving up, I picked against this guy. I mean, I picked Rob Font against him. I thought the hand speed was going to be too much. I forgot Rob Font doesn't really have a chin. He just kind of got bounced around a little bit. I picked Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt won the first round, had him hurt a little bit. Then he got subbed because, man. Then against Cheeto Vera, actually, I can't say I didn't pick Cheeto Vera. I definitely didn't pick Cheeto Vera. I would never do that. But then Peter Yan, picked him there, hammered him. Corey Sandhagen, hammered Sandhagen as well. Like, I have a decent grasp on Figueiredo fights. And I think he's in for a rude awakening here. Montel Jackson is going to be fucking huge compared to this guy. If you guys don't know what Montel Jackson's style is, it's the style of literally doing nothing. This guy wins fights based on literally doing nothing. He'll show up once a year. He will come into that cage. He will fight for 15 minutes. It's never going to be a finish unless you're Devon Blackshear and you suck. It's not going to be a finish. He's going to go 15 minutes. He's going to absorb like 10 strikes. And then he's done. I mean, this guy's stats are absolutely insane. Across 11 UFC fights, this guy is absorbing 1.5 significant strikes per minute. I think that is the most defensively sound fighter in the UFC. Yusuf Zalal is in that conversation, and he's like 2 significant strikes per minute. I mean, Figgy isn't high output as it is. Figgy's not lighting up the stat sheet. Figgy was pulling guard in his last fight against Corey Sandhagen. I don't think Figueiredo's going to be looking to play the ground game here after Corey snapped his knee. Montel Jackson should literally just be able to keep Figgy at range and hit him with the 1-2 over and over and over. If Figgy tries to clinch him, Montel is going to be way stronger, way more physical. He can pummel and bury the underhooks with his... It's going to be like a 10-inch reach advantage. He can just pummel and get the underhooks, spin Figueiredo around, hold him there a little bit. I mean, Montel Jackson literally does nothing. But I think this is a pretty good spot for him. Give me Montel Jackson to win this fight by decision. You have Charles Oliveira taking on Mateusz Gamrot. Why is Charles Oliveira back, man? What has it been, like 3 months? 3 months since this dude was absolutely murdered in the octagon. I cashed in. It was the biggest bet of my sports betting career. I had a 2-leg parlay. I had the Kevin Lee and Gadzi Rabadinov fight. That was the day before. I had that fight to not go the distance, parlayed with Ilia Topuria inside the distance. Biggest bet I have ever made in my entire betting career, and it crushed, man. It crushed. I mean, Charles Oliveira was a lamb to slaughter. And now he gets Mateusz Gamrot. I don't think that Oliveira can do it. I'm going dog. Give me Gamrot. Gamrot's minus 105, slight dog. I know it's a pick 'em, but I can get Gamrot at the slight dog tag, so I'm going to claim it as another dog. This guy should have 1 loss in his career. He did not lose to Guram. I do not care. He did not lose to Dan Hooker. He looked bad in the Dan Hooker fight, and I still thought he won. That wasn't biased because I had money on Hooker or something. Or sorry, that wasn't biased because I had money on Gamrot. I actually had money on Gamrot's like under fantasy score on the Prize Picks and Underdog apps. I had his under on fantasy score, and if he got the win, he would have gone over, and I would have lost out on a lot of money. But I really, really thought he got that decision. I don't think Dan Hooker won that fight. I thought Dan Hooker had a very good performance. But I don't know. I don't think he did enough damage to negate all of the grappling, all of the takedowns, all of the pressure that Gamrot puts on you. And we've seen Gamrot do this against guys like Arman Sarukian, against guys like Beneil Dariush. I know Dariush is a very, very, very competent counter wrestler, and he kind of halted Gamrot. And people think Oliveira is going to do that? I mean, Oliveira has turned himself into a very big 155er. He looked huge compared to Ilia Topuria in the cage, and it didn't matter. I think Gamrot, just the way he pressures forward, the way he is constantly taking you down. He didn't like the submission attempts against Dan Hooker. That's fair. But Charles Oliveira, I understand his whole thing is that he's a jiu-jitsu guy. When is the last time Charles Oliveira submitted somebody that wasn't a one-dimensional kickboxer in Dustin or Justin? When's the last time? Was it Kevin Lee? Kevin Lee with the guillotine? Is he going to guillotine Gamrot? You think Gamrot hasn't seen a guillotine before? I mean, was it David Tamer? Was it him? I mean, truthfully, this guy's 5-1 in the UFC. Respect to him. I'm not too familiar with this game. But I'm just looking back at these names, and Charles Oliveira hasn't submitted anybody worth really anything in quite a while. Dustin and Justin, one-dimensional. Obviously, we know that. I think Gamrot breaks Charles. I think Oliveira is going to squeeze himself out. if that Armin fight was not a 3-rounder, if that was a 5-round fight, people want to say that five rounds that night would have benefited Charles. I don't think it would have. I think Charles squeezed himself out, and I think Armin would have had a very, very easy time getting takedowns after that. I don't know if you guys really train or do anything regarding that at all, and I'm not saying this because I'm some killer monster. I'm horrible at jiu-jitsu, but I train a lot, okay? There is no amount of training that you can put in that's going to allow you to squeeze the way Charles was squeezing for like 2 minutes straight and not have your entire arm, your entire shoulder, everything is just pumped full of lactic acid. Your muscles are stiff. They're hard to move. It makes it incredibly hard to punch. We see this all the time. One of the biggest examples, I think, is Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. Raul Rosas had Christian Rodriguez in some horrible spots, and he squeezed it with all of his might for that first round. He didn't get the sub. After that, he looked horrible. He couldn't punch. He couldn't shoot a takedown. He couldn't do anything. And I think that could happen here. I think if Gamrot survives that round 1, round 2 submission, to Charles' credit, that guillotine type attempt on Armin, phenomenal. That was a great guillotine. Arguably should have worked if the pants didn't start slipping of Armin. Maybe Gamrot's taking notes. He's going to put on those, he's going to take off the Vale Tudo shorts. He's going to put on the big boxer Muay Thai type stuff. But no, I think Gamrot's going to get this done. I wouldn't be surprised if Charles gassed himself out with submission attempts and then Gamrot was able to find a finish late. I know it's crazy to say Gamrot and finish in the same sentence. I know. But this guy's pressure really does just kind of get to people. I think in 5-round fights, this is one of the more breakable guys in the division. We've seen Charles quit before. I think we can see Charles quit again. I think Gamrot, he loves that Americana Kimura. He uses that to set up positions as well. I think Charles might be doing something and he gets caught in one of those. Maybe Gamrot doesn't get the sub, but he just flips it over, gets Charles' back flat on the mat, starts pounding away a little bit. Gamrot is oddly high volume when he's in the clinch and when he's working. I think Charles Oliveira is going to fold the pressure, and I'm taking Gamrot to win this fight. I'm not going to call the finish. I'm going to call decision, but round 4 or 5 finish would not be crazy to me. Give me Gamrot to win this fight. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a like. I'm sorry the videos have been so inconsistent. I'm trying really hard to get back on this, and I love doing this. I love talking about fights. So I hope to be back. We're still placing bets every single week. The way my current work is working out, basically I'm a little too far from my house to drive back home. I have different meetings and stuff at work, meeting with clients and all that good stuff. It doesn't make sense for me to drive back home. So I kind of sit at the office between meetings, and if I don't have any work to catch up on, if I don't have any schoolwork to study for, I'm still doing my tape study. I'm still researching football. Hockey just started back. I'm super stoked for that. Still researching hockey, football, basketball, all that good stuff. Still researching UFC, regional events. We're placing bets every single weekend. Again, this is not financial advice. Absolutely not financial advice. But if you are already going to bet, you might as well do it with someone who knows what they're doing, someone who's been proven profitable throughout the entire year, betting on every single event. And yeah, all my bets are free. I'm never going to charge you guys for picks. It's not who I am. It's not something I'm interested in doing right now. I can't give you guys the time to be betting stuff every single day. So it's all free. Join the Discord, top link in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.